Okay, Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you are doing great today. And we are about to start chapter 3, which is about strategic management. And the book we are following is Robbins and Coulter Management. In this chapter, we'll be discussing the importance of strategic management. We'll be discussing the strategic management process and the types of organizational strategies and the strategic management in today's environment. Okay, first, let's see the definition of the strategic management. So what is strategic management? It's the set of managerial decisions and actions that determines long-run performance of an organization. So it involves decisions and their actions. So decisions are made in the meetings and actions are like subsequent to the making of the decisions, So let's recall who makes the strategic decisions. In our previous lectures, we identified that who are the individuals who make the strategic decisions. Can anybody help me to recall this? Who are the individuals who are involved in strategic decision making? If you can recall this pyramid, this is a typical structure of any organization. Here we have non-managerial staff at level 1. At level 2, we are called first-line managers, isn't it? Just helping you to recall first-line managers. And then we have got middle managers. These are the managers that are between first-line managers and the top managers. And then we have the top managers. Okay, these are the top managers. So can anybody let me know who makes the strategic decisions? Well, whose job is strategic management? So the people at the top, they are the ones who are involved in strategic decision making. So we know that there are individuals with the title CEO, which is called Chief Executive Officer. We can have CFO, Chief Finance Officer. We can have Chief Marketing Officer, CMO. We can have Board of Directors, the Managing Director, MD, okay, and the Board of the Directors. They can be deciding about the future of an organization, the board members. So they are the individual. They, in their meetings, they make decisions, and then they like dedicate funds and initiatives that are going to define the strategic vision of a company, and there's like commitment to the strategic initiatives. So that is going to define an organization's long-run performance. So strategic decision making are for a longer time. As compared to that, tactical or operational decision making are for running day-to-day activities. So that is the difference between what these people might be doing. They're involved at first-line managers or the non-managerial managers. They are involved in day-to-day activities, day-to-day management of the affairs. As compared to them, these top management, individual CEOs, they are involved with decisions that are going to affect the long run. So I hope this is understood by you. So let me give you an example of the actions. Like if there's a company, let's call it Almarai, and they want to open a new outlet, or for distribution they want to go to the Qatar. So they want to export to Qatar from Saudi Arabia. They're going to need some extra amount of commitments. They need to have some delivery arrangements. They might need more trucks, and they might need more, staff, and they might need to have outlets in Qatar, or probably they might do some MOU with distribution networks in Qatar. Okay. Now let's see why strategic management is important. So the very first and most important thing is that it results in higher organization performance. So the ultimate objective is that a company wants to get a higher performance. So if you are having again this 10 million of revenue this year, next year you are just planning to have 12 million. This will give you a higher performance because you want to have, and if you remember in our first lecture, we talked about effectiveness and efficiency. So the management wants to cut down the cost, they want to cut down the extra wastages and try to become more efficient, and so that they can make higher profits. And how much? It requires that managers examine and adapt to business environment changes. So what happens is, if you are making a strategic decisions, you are keeping into account many external environment and changes. For example, what is going to be the future? Like if God forbids, or like previously in the history, there was a Gulf War, and because of the Gulf War, Shell company, they predicted that when there will be a Gulf War, they predicted that there's going to be a huge demand for petroleum products, and there's going to be a shortage. So based on this scenario, they just started storing petrol, and ultimately when this war happened, they were the most successful. So you have to look a close eye on your external environment, and if you can seize an opportunity, you can just try to get the opportunity for your business. It coordinates diverse organization units, helping them focus on organization goal. So the best thing is when you are involved into this strategy process, what you are doing is actually you are involving all these different departments, and you are just giving them targets, and then they are responding to them, and then you become very closely working on different things. So this can be very beneficial for creating a harmony at your workplace. What else? The fourth point is it is very much involved in the managerial decision-making process. So this is the very task of the top management. That's what they're doing. So this is a responsibility. The CEOs, the managing director, board of directors, this is what they do, that they have to make strategic decisions and the managerial decisions. So let's see is the strategic management process, how it starts, and what is its process. So it starts with identifying the organizational current missions, goals, and strategy. So you keep in mind what are our goals, what are our missions, and what are our strategies that we are having currently. Now, when you are just examining yourself, current situation, where do you stand right now, then you have to do an external analysis. And there is this analysis is famously called a SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis comprises of S stands for strengths, W stands for weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, and T stands for threats. So basically what you do is, as a company, you conduct a SWOT analysis of yourself. Now, as a human being, if you just consider yourself as a human being and you are just representing a company, then SWOT analysis, we mean that strengths and weaknesses come from within us, from our own body. So if you take right food, you'll have higher strength. If you take bad food, you'll become weak. So this is very much your own personal thing. Similarly, for your company, if it has got like certain employees, they are very, exceptionally very good in the world, or they are very like, if we take the example of university, and we take the example of King Faisal University, and if we see like we have individuals who have got world's best teaching staff, so that is our strength. For instance, if we go in engineering department or in the management department, we got some faculty members who are the best in teaching in the whole world, so that is our strength, isn't it? So, but if you try to launch some programs that are the market-driven programs, and your other competitor universities are offering those programs, but for some reason that requires latest infrastructure, that is not there in your company. So how that is not there in your company. So how are you going to get this infrastructure? So that can be one of the weaknesses that you have. So to understand all the strengths, all the weaknesses that we have in our company, then we need to look at the external environment. And in an external environment comes with opportunities and threats. So relying on this university example, now we have got like what are our strengths. Imagine we have got one of the best faculty in the Department of Engineering Science, and our weakness is that to launch new courses, we do not have the infrastructure that we needed. And then in the environment, if we look into it, it's our neighboring university, we just call it XYZ. They are launching those courses, or they are offering those courses that are market-driven courses. And we do have a strength of these courses. We do have faculty that can teach these new latest cutting-edge technology courses. Now what is this can be a threat, like our competitors, they have the capability and they are just offering these courses. So we can take it as an opportunity as well, and we can just see that if the government is offering some incentives on it, so that can be an opportunity. If the government is providing fundings to develop the infrastructure, so that can be an opportunity for us to move into this and get this initiative for this our department. So I hope it would explain to you like how the opportunities and threats are viewed by the company. So there can be many threats that can be converted into opportunity. There are many threats that you need to work as per your strengths. So your ultimate objective is to increase your strength, to play with your strengths, to decrease your weaknesses, and to capitalize on the opportunities that are in the market, and to avoid the threats. And you can try to convert the threats into opportunities. So let me give you another example. That was an ice cream company. They conducted a research and they wanted to know the consumers' buying behavior. And then they come to know that the initial research finding was telling that the consumers are becoming health conscious and they just don't want to, they want to shift away from the ice cream. And this was very discouragement for the company. But what they did was, indeed, they did an in-depth analysis. And after this research, they'll come to know, like, most of the consumers, even though they follow diet plan, but they want to reward ourselves over the weekend. So what do? Is they want to eat ice cream over the weekend. So this was initially, which was a threat for the company. So how they responded? So the company introduced a higher flavor of ice cream for these consumers, not like a normal, but a higher, like more enriched kind of flavors, because they know like these consumers are gonna want to give them reward. So let's give them this reward. So based on this SWOT analysis, the company formulates its strategies, and then when you formulate a strategy, you implement this strategy, and then you evaluate the results. So are we moving to the desired direction? Where do you want to remove? So I hope the slide is understandable by you. Let's read out these again. The strategy management process. The first step is identifying the organization's current mission, objectives, and strategies. Mission is the firm's reason for being. It's the scope of its products and services. So we know that every business has their own mission, and without a mission, you cannot be successful. So that's why it's the requirement of a company registration that you must have to define your mission. What are your customers? What are the services that you are going to provide? It provides them the scope of the products and services that you do. So as an assignment, you can just go on the internet and can find out the mission statement of different organizations. You can find out a mission statement of the Kingfisher University. You can find out the mission statement of Almarai or KFC and McDonald's. Everybody, they have a mission. The second thing is the goals, the foundation for further planning. So good goals are measurable performance targets. So based on your mission statement, you develop your goals and what goals you want to achieve. So then conducting an external analysis, as we discussed, is the environmental scanning for specific and general environment. So what you do is you are focusing on identifying opportunities and threats in the external environment. So you have to keep your eyes open and try to see what are the opportunities in the environment. For instance, the government's new rules and regulations, and how these rules and regulations can pose an opportunity or threat to the business in which we are. It can be from your competitors. The competitor, if they are going to launch new products and services, how it is going to put you from the competition perspective. Or it can be some social pressure from the customers, or some other, the economic condition of the country. So they can be posing opportunities and threats for you. Like I told you, there are certain gurus, they think that even in the threats, you can thrive. So there's a book written by a famous author. He says like how you can thrive in the times of crisis. So according to him, when there was a crisis of property in USA, the property prices were very down. Historically, they were very down. So he thinks that is the right time for the investors, so they can invest into it and they can just sell it on an ideal time when the property prices goes up. So it's how you see it. Like we normally call it, this is the individual. They get different kind of individuals. One of the individual will call it, this glass is half empty, and another will call it, it is half full. So either if you are optimist or if you're pessimist, you see the threat and you get threatened, then you probably will have a different kind of a strategy. And if you see a threat, and you can convert that threat into an opportunity. So a mission statement generally have these following components. First, it defines the customers. Who are the organizational customers? So if you take the example of a university, and if we take an example of King Faisal University, who are the customers? So basically, they are the customers or students living in Al-Hassa Eastern region. Students in Al-Hassa region. Sorry. Al-Hassa region. What else? What else? Or it can be students who have done the second grades, 12th grade, and students who are Saudi national. Okay. So that's how you must need to identify who are Saudis. Okay. Then the second thing is products and services that you are offering. What are the organization major products and services? So in case of this university, we need to be looking on what are the key departments or key subjects that we are offering. And that can also tell us like what are the key subjects that are being offered by others, competitor universities. Then what are the markets? Where does the organization compete geographically? So in Al-Hassa region, I don't think so there is any other university that is big enough to compete with King Faisal University, but there is a King Fahd University in Dammam, and we can see that because we are toward the eastern border, we don't face much of the competition. But if you were in the Medina or Makkah or in other UAE, you might face tough competition. Technology perspective, you should also have a consideration for the technology. How technology current is the organization? Do we have the state of the art, latest technology, equipments, classrooms, and seating arrangements, all these required by the students? Then you must have a concern for survival of the growth and profitability. Is the organization committed to growth and financial stability? So normally the organizations that are in the government sector, they do not bother much about the financial stability, but still they must be having a self-sustainable kind of initiatives in which they should be making a reasonable amount of profits. So a mission statement can have any of them or all of them. There's no fixed rule, that we must have to have like all these things in a mission statement, but sometimes some can be more emphasized, some can be underemphasized. But typical mission statement would have an information about the customers, like Faisal University would talk about that we are committed to provide excellent educational facility to the Saudi students living in Hassa, and we provide so kind of qualifications and in this region, in Eastern region, and the technology that we are using is the cutting edge, latest technology. So these are the must things that we must have in a mission statement. Then a management process. On the third step, we are conducting an internal analysis. So in strategic management process, the internal analysis, as I told you, is like trying to find out your strengths and weaknesses. What are our core competencies? What is that we do better than others? What kind of employees and staff that we have got that our competitors, they don't have it? Or do we have a location advantage? Like other universities, they might not be able to compete in the eastern region where we are situated. So we have to just chart down all the strengths that we have over our competitors. And then we have to also write down weaknesses. Things done poorly or not at all can place the firm at a competitive disadvantage. So one of the strengths is that we are in the eastern region and there's no other university a big threat for competition. And they can also be one of the weakness, like since we are not in a metropolitan city, we are cut off from the major businesses and other opportunities that students might have when they're in the metropolitan cities like Jeddah or Riyadh. So step 2 and 3 combined are called SWOT analysis, which is called strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now, let's see identifying the organizational opportunities, how we can find the organizational opportunities. So there's this overlapping area between organizational resources and capability. This overlapping area between organizational resources and capabilities and opportunity in the environment. And this overlapping area provides organizations with opportunities. So let's see the resources, capabilities. Shall we take the same example of the university? Okay. So if you take the university, King Faisal University, and let's take an example of the strengths that we have got, like business faculty. That is our strength. For instance, they are internationally recognized business faculty. They have business faculty, and they have teaching and training experience. Okay, so the opportunity is like if we can see there are businesses like Aramco and other companies, they want some trainings and consultancies for their staff, and they are just planning to look for these kind of initiatives from the universities. So the university that is situated in this vicinity is the King Faisal University, so they can seize this opportunity. So that's how the organizational resources and capability, when they look these opportunities in the environment, they can serve them as an organizational opportunities. In the first stage, what this top management does is try to formulate strategies. So formulating strategies is crucial. They develop and evaluate strategies alternatives. They consider, like, if we are going to go there, what is the opportunity cost if we don't go there? What is the gap? Like, if you are committed into one kind of a strategy, for instance, you are committing 30 million Saudi Riyal or a new initiative, opening a new outlet in Riyadh. So what is, like, opportunity? If you would have not spent it on opening a new outlet, we could have expanded our business for 30 million, isn't it? So our business volume would have increased by 13 million. So or if we are going to open a new outlet, should we be opening a new outlet, or should we go with an agreement with some other company? So we need to evaluate these options. Then select appropriate strategies for all levels in organization. So then in all these different levels, the strategy would be different. So all the people over here, they would not understand what do we mean by these strategies when we are trying to adopt this. So we have to kind of trickle it down to a level that everybody can make a meaning of an understanding of this strategy. And that provides relative advantage over competitors. So if you can do this, if you select appropriate strategies for all the levels in organization, that provides relative advantage over competition. Then you must match organizational strength to environmental opportunities. So don't work it for, in a sense that you do not have the strengths and you just see the opportunity. So opportunity without making your own muscles ready for this opportunity is going to be a wasted opportunity. So always try to work out to seize an opportunity that lies within your strength area. And then correct weakness and guard against the threats. So what you can do is you can minimize your weakness. If you do not have a particular kind of the faculty, they are not good in trainings or consultancies, and then you can hire new faculty and try to guard against the threats that may be potential threats from your competitors, but you can just use them in your favor. The fifth step is implementing the strategy. So it has been observed that most of the time there are nations, even the nations, they are very good formulating the strategy, and the ultimate thing was to implement it. So implementation failure can result in a great failure. So there's lots of top management commitment is required to implement this strategy. So effectively fitting organizational structure and activities to the environment and implementing the strategy is crucial. So the environment dictates the chosen strategy. Effective strategy implementation requires an organization and structure matches to its requirement. So basically, if we are in Saudi Arabia and we are trying to make a strategy that was adopted in USA, without taking into account our local culture, our local habits, local, likes and dislikes, and the way of working. This kind of strategy is deemed to get failed. So we need to adapt a strategy to our local environment and requirements. Now, once the strategy has been implemented, the best thing is that we should have to find out how effectively have strategies been implemented and what adjustments, if any, are required. So you can just change the strategies if you are just considering, or if the data is suggesting that you are not achieving the desired outcome of the strategy. So it is very crucial for the businesses to keep on evaluating their strategy. If the strategy is not working, you can just change it. There can be numerous factors that might be contributing to the failure of a strategy or not proper implementation of a strategy. Okay, the organization strategies are like the corporate level strategies, which I told you that they are basically CEOs and CFO, CMO, board of directors, they make the strategy. It is called corporate level strategies. This is the top management's overall plan for the entire organization and its strategic business unit. So there can be different kinds of strategies that you would be like to follow. First one is the growth strategy, another can be a stability strategy, another can be a renewal strategy. So a business can opt for a growth strategy where it wants to increase like this. Expansion into new products and markets. They just want to grow. Then they can have stability, the maintenance of the status quo. They just need to retain the advantage or the market share they've already got. A renewal strategy, as compared to these two, it's this redirection of the firm into a new market. So basically what they are doing is they're trying to explore their wants and needs and the customers in the new market. Okay, this is how the strategy is being done for levels of organization strategy. There can be multi-business corporations. A corporation can have like many strategic business units, which are called SBU. These are called SBU, strategic business unit. So let me give you an example of a strategic business unit. Like if you take the example of, say, Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble has 80 plus different kind of businesses under its umbrella. They call it baby care brands, they call it fabric care brands, family care brands, feminine care brands, grooming, hair care, home care. So they've got a number of different range of brands. And in one category, like say hair care, they've got like 6 different kind of brands. For example, they've got Aussies, they've got Head and Shoulder, they've got Herbal Essence, My Black is Beautiful, or Spice Pantene. Similarly, in home care, they have Ambipur, Cascade, Dawn Ultra, Freezy, Grain, Macroban, 24 Hours, Mr. Clean, Salvo, Zephyr, and Zevo. So these are all different brands, and they are under different brand categories, and we can call them a strategic business unit. And these strategic business units can further have each of them research and development, manufacturing, marketing, human resource management, and finance department. So I think we have reached the half of the lecture, and we'll just stop it here because otherwise we'll just be overrunning from the other classes. I can stop here.